Gym owners are often tempted to use discounts to get more members, but it's a trap. When you cut your rates, you actually need more members to earn the same amount you'd get from a single full-price sale. So how do you attract more members without discounts? My guest today will tell you. His name is John Franklin. He is Two Brain's Chief Marketing Officer. He's also one of the big wheels over at Kilo. I'm Mike Workington. This is Run a Profitable Gym. Please hit subscribe so you get more shows like this. John, can we help people avoid Black Friday disasters and earn more clients before the end of the year?
We can, but I understand the temptation.
Me too.
You know, if your rivals and the big box gyms around you are doing all these promotions and all you have to do is slash your prices by 10, 15% and members just keep rushing through the door, that's how we plan it out, but it doesn't always work like that. And there are also some secondary effects that come with discounting, which is why at Two Brain, we don't like doing it.
Yeah. And if you have a bad profit margin so let's say your profit margin is 10% and you offer 15% discount, what's going on there? You're sinking underwater. That's not a good thing. So definitely run your numbers. And if you do, I think you'll find that discounts are not great. Two Brain, we have techniques to teach you to get high value, full price members and keep them for 2 years or more and grow a great business. So follow along for all of that stuff. So John, let's get to your stuff. I know you put it together before the show, some really cool stuff that'll help people get members before the end of the year without discounts. What do you got for us? What's the first thing?
So the easiest thing to do if you want to get new people interested in your gym is host some type of event. The holidays lead themselves really well to all kinds of creative event ideas. It is a great thing to do to keep your members retained and engaged and build a vibrant community. But if you do it the right way, you can also encourage your members to bring their spouses or their friend or their roommate. And you get a couple of drinks in them. They're talking with the other gym members. Turns out they vibe. Maybe, joining this gym is less scary than they initially thought. And boom, all of a sudden you got yourself a couple extra members. I can give you some actual concrete examples of gyms I've been to or been a part of that I thought did interesting stuff. If people want something to plug and play, if you think that'd be helpful.
Let's do it. Yeah, because I made the mistake. If I had holiday parties, people would email me and they'd say, hey, can I bring my spouse? I was like, yeah, of course. I didn't realize this was a huge golden marketing opportunity slapping me in the face. So give me some hard examples.
Yeah. So Fitness by the Sea, they were ex-affiliate that I was a member of for a little while. They really only threw one party a year, and this was their Christmas party. They did a lot of promotion ahead of time. They tried really hard to get the membership out there and get like over 80% of their membership to show up on the good years. And so in addition to that, they would bring spouses. And like I said, bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself, a couple spousal memberships sold by the end of the night. Mm-hmm. We didn't do like this blowout rager type holiday party. We would do something different at my gyms. So this was more of a suburban market. We were more of an urban market. So what I would do is we would rent a couple like long tables in a popular beer garden in December. And we do it on like a Friday or a Saturday night when we knew the place was going to be like pretty busy. And so then we'd invite all our members to go and we'd crowd around these tables and drink beers. And then naturally, as the place got packed, people's friends, roommates, family, coworkers would show up. They'd say, hey, what are you doing here? They'd say, I'm here for my gym event. Oh, what gym do you go to? And then that would lead into a conversation in and of itself. So, site selection and promoting are two of the big things that happen here. If you're not into partying and drinking, there's my friend Mike Baranis out in Long Island. He likes to do more creative, quirky, weird events. One he does a little late for that now, but around Halloween time, he does a Smashing Pumpkins contest. So he'll partner with a local brewery. The brewery will provide every entrant a beer or two. And then they'll go buy a bunch of pumpkins and then they'll do like an actual pumpkin throwing competition and they'll charge $30 and they'll give that $30 to charity at the end. So everybody feels good about it. And typically the type of people who like drinking beer and throwing pumpkins are the type of people who like, lifting weights. So again, you're just kind of creating this honeypot of bringing prospective members to you.
So you've got three options here. You've got like a Catalina wine mixer kind of thing, Fitness by the Sea. Then you've got your take over a local brew pub or whatever, and just kind of people are clustering around and all of a sudden there's a lot of interaction. And then you've got the kind of weird fitnessy sort of event that like pumpkin throwing is a huge deal. And have you ever seen the ones where they're shooting them, building cannons to shoot them as far as they can go? Have you seen that?
No, but it sounds like something that should be on my corner of the
I
internet.
was just going to say it's kind of a Florida man sort of thing, but it's incredible. So pumpkin tosses, things like that are great ideas. Other holiday stuff. Everyone looking for holiday parties. Find a way that works for your crew, wherever that might be. And then, John, at this stuff, did you guys do anything like formal where you would take email addresses and try to get people booked into on your mailing list or for no sweat intros, or was it more casual?
No, you don't have to overcomplicate it. If you're doing something like a formal Christmas party with an RSVP list, obviously you're going to get emails for all the guests there. If you're doing something like Mike did, where it's a competition or something along those lines, say you're doing gingerbread decorating or something like that, something that requires supplies, you're going to have a name email there. But, if you're seeing someone at an event and they just happen to mesh together, like in the instance of the brewery I was talking about, I'll, and it's like Deborah's roommate, I'll just ask Deborah, hey, when are you going to bring your roommate in? It's typically 1 degree of separation removed.
Mm-hmm. So there's 3 great options for you, and you have time when this show comes out. You have lots of time to plan something before the end of the year. Use that as a great way to get full price members who are already closely connected to your current members in a lot of ways. These are warm leads that are probably begging to get into your gym. They just need one final shove, and you can definitely give them that before the end of the year. What else you got? What's next on your list, John?
Holiday nutrition challenge. And there's definitely some stuff to do from a logistics standpoint. And how you design the challenge matters a lot here. A lot of people feel generally terrible during the holiday time because they're just eating with reckless abandon. They're going to your holiday party and drinking their face off. It's typically where people fall off the bandwagon. One of the things that I've seen work particularly well is like a micro or mini holiday nutrition challenge. So something that runs after Thanksgiving, but ends before Christmas. So we're talking 3 to 4 weeks tops, with a clever name like Slim for the Chimney or something like that. You charge $100 to $200 with some personalized nutrition coaching. You make some teams and add a competitive element to it and encourage your members to sign up with family, friends, spouses. And that's it. You have an accountability element. There's personalized coaching. So if you're working with someone's spouse, you're talking with them directly. And then it's an easier sell because holidays are pretty they're literally a religious thing, but a lot of people take what they eat on holidays as religion as well. And so there's a lot of tradition. Yeah. That's a very American thing. That's a Southern American thing. And so they take that pretty seriously and personally, and they don't want to be seen as the weirdo at the Thanksgiving table or the weirdo who's not eating whatever the family eats every Christmas. And so by keeping it outside of the holidays, you frame it as like this reset. So then you can go back in, eat like a pig for a week going into New Year's, and then you can sell them on a great transformation program on the other end there.
I like it. And Two Brain Business clients have access to a whole host of plug and play challenges and all sorts of events like this. Ask your mentor and you can find this stuff and just use it. It takes all the drag out of this. If you're not a Two Brain client, John's idea works easily. You can also do it with a habits-based kind of thing where it's not a big nutrition thing. It's just some habits on try to eat vegetables once a day or whatever it is, like frame it in an easy manner. But people do need this accountability and they do need this help between the holiday periods. The idea is run some sort of challenge, get them on board, provide some accountability, provide some help, and you have a chance to earn them as clients, essentially. At the end of those challenges, John, would you talk to them about ongoing things? Like, would you pitch them or how do you do that?
I mean, you could. A great times at the beginning of the challenge. It's like, hey, do you want to see better results? But a lot of the times you're going to get like I'm too busy. So, going into Christmas is not the best time to sell someone into a gym membership, but maybe there's a way to that's going to be your objection. And that going in, you can parlay that into, hey, you're going to wake up January 1st feeling bad. What we can do is we can get you started. We can enroll you into class or on-ramp or fundamentals or personal training on January 2nd. And that way you can have the 2 weeks to consider your last hurrah, and then you show up and we're going to work through this. So that's how I would frame it.
I like it. And that kind of syncs up with your third thing on your list. I really like this one. Tell me what it is.
So it's sending a simple check-in email on New Year's Day. So a lot of people, when they think of the gym industry, they think January is like this gold rush. Our data shows otherwise. For like premium coaching gyms, it is not our best time. Typically best time for, a higher ticket coaching gym is going to be sometime around back to school when people are done traveling for the summer and have been going on vacation and eating poorly. January is good, but not great. And so you still have people feeling like guilty and bad about themselves after stuffing their face for a month. And they're typically hungover going into New Year's. So you're hitting them at rock bottom. So one of the things that I tell the Two Brain gyms to do is on January 1st, send an email to any of your unconverted leads. So these are people who came in to do a sales appointment with you, but maybe didn't buy for whatever reason. Just check in. Hey, are you still looking to get fit in 2025? And just that's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't add a special. It's just you're looking to get a yes or maybe or, F off. Any answer is a good answer. But once you give them that little friendly nudge and you get a response back, then it's game on and you can work them through the normal process. But it's just a good time to get people to raise their hands. And typically, like, while January isn't the best time for raw numbers for, $200-$300 a month gym, it is a great time to sell big packages because you're really getting people in that trough of despair when the pain point is the worst. They're going to be more receptive to more personalized coaching, personal training, nutrition. Like, they're going to feel like a lot's wrong.
And I can tell you, listeners, that gym owners that just reach out to their leads, their unconverted leads regularly, they add members. And I know Eric Connor at CrossFit Reform down in San Diego, he in 4 weeks added 5% to his client count just by reaching out to people and saying, hey, what you up to? How you doing? That kind of stuff. Simple things. And he did that in an hour a day. It's the Chris Cooper Golden Hour concept. You can get that book on Amazon if you want to read more about it. But the idea of reaching out to these people works. And like John said, the trough of despair, I like that one, that is there. Send a message. The best part about this, sending those messages takes minutes, and you can actually make tons and tons of money by doing this. If you're collecting email addresses and have these people's contact information, that's the secret. So start collecting that stuff now and then prepare to send those messages early in the year, nice and simple, and then get them in for consultation and sell some stuff. John, number 4 on your list. This is an interesting one.
So let's roll back the clock to Thanksgiving. Now, let's assume your busiest time of year is back to school. So you've been working with a cohort of moms from the back to school period all the way to Thanksgiving. If you're doing your job right, you got them shaped, you got them looking good, you got them feeling good. What happens on Thanksgiving, Mike? What do you do on Thanksgiving?
Well, you take off
maybe
the
not
belt,
you personally.
On, well,
we don't want to get censored or anything like that. But what does a normal person do on Thanksgiving?
Well, we take off the belt, put on the extra loose eating pants, and we put on the football games, and then we watch the Cowboys lose usually, and we eat a lot of food, and then we drink a bunch of stuff to drown our sorrows.
But who do you do it with?
Friends and family. I get my best buddies around, and I get a ton of people, and we all sit there and we throw a little turducken. I'm Canadian, but we try to do something like that too, and we eat and drink.
So if Sandy's been working out at your gym and she's lost 15 pounds and she's hanging out with family and friends,
great.
They're going to ask, hey, what are you doing for your fitness? You look amazing. And so that's a good opportunity if you're doing a great job. And so Giancarlo Regni of G Strength is someone, a gym owner I talk to frequently, and he runs this thing called a Black Card campaign to capitalize on this. What he does is he prints out these fancy cards, and they're these thick metal cards that look and feel pretty premium. And leading into Thanksgiving, he gives them out to his best members and says something along the lines of like, hey, you're an incredible member. I would love to have more members like you. I want to give you this card. Give it to a family or friend as like a gift, and you bring them in here, and I'm going to give them a month of, he does small group training. So 3 times a week, small group training a month for free. All right. And I do understand that this is a segment on not discounting, and I'm telling you to give away your service for free, which is the largest discount. But I want you to, this is more of a bonus. I want you to think of it more of like a referral bonus to your best clients rather than a discount, right? Because if this person buys, they're going to be buying at your rack rate. So again, we're back at the Thanksgiving dinner. Sandy's looking great. Sandy gives a card to her friend goes, she comes for a month. It's going to be a pretty high likelihood of a close, right? Because Sandy's going to tell her friend exactly what you cost, what's good about your gym, what's bad about your gym. And then there's a high degree of trust. She knows it works. She saw Sandy. And so, rather than running a discount into the void, into Facebook, getting the wrong type of clients, pissing off your existing members because there's a bunch of new people paying less than they are, Something like this allows you to take a much more targeted approach, and it allows you to duplicate your best members. You're basically cloning your favorite people in the gym. And yeah, the first time G ran this campaign, he ended up growing his recurring revenue base by 10,000. And he's not like, it's not a massive gym. It's not like this is not someone who's doing $3 million a year. So it can be really, really effective if you put your head down, promote it properly, and make the cards feel very premium and special.
And that's not the first time I've heard about the cards. Brian Bott up in Jersey does the same thing. He's got a really thick VIP card, and he gives it to, I think it's to clients. He runs a semi-private thing as well. And I think it entitles them to like a month of accompanying their friend to training or something like that. So there's very high value on it, but he pulled out the card on the show for me. It's a great thick card. It's like thicker than a credit card. It feels like a big deal. And when his clients get it, they don't just toss it aside as those crappy referral things. They know it's a huge deal. Like this entitles someone to work out with them for, as 2 or 4 weeks or something like that. And the people almost always join. And this card you said is actually metal, like it won't go through an airport detector?
Yeah, he uses some website called mymetalbusinesscard.com. I'm not affiliated with it. I've never used it. I don't know if they're good, but I think it is important. Like there's 2 things to note here, right? Because this campaign is as old as time. It's as old as the 6-week challenge. People have been doing a variation of it forever. Execution matters a lot. Same as the nutrition challenge. Actually, all of these things, execution is the difference between having a pretty shitty result and like a game-changing result. So, you don't want to just like, if you print a bunch of stuff on Vistaprint and leave it on your front desk and don't really explain what it is, like it's not going to be taken seriously by your members. Where if you set the expectation, especially with your personal training clients or small group training clients, like, hey, you earn this by being an incredible member. You earn this by being one of my favorite people to coach. I just want more people like you. And you set a very clear expectation of what it is, how to present it to someone and what they get for it. And just be like, hey, they're going to see it as this gift from you, because it looks like a gift card. It looks like you bought them like a $350 gift card. And as long as you're not making crazy advertisements or there's not 50 of them on the front desk when that prospect comes in, they're not going to know that they got it for free. So, it could be something where you present it to someone like, hey, I got you this thing and looks good. And, in the case of G, like Brian Bott as well, like a month of training is worth like $400. So there's real money behind it. And so just setting that expectation and making it feel like a premium thing is really going to separate you versus just doing this half-assed and, printing out some cardstock paper and leaving it around and not really telling people what it is or why it's special.
Mm-hmm. When you were running your gyms, John, how did you say no to people who were asking for discounts? Was it just like a flat, like we don't do discounts, or how did you deal with that?
I mean, in the early days of running my gym, I was guilty of doing discounts.
Yeah, me too.
So, I can't sit here and tell you that I've never done them before. I did change that. But yeah, at one point, like later on in my career, it was a no. Like, I don't get a 10% discount if I have, firefighters training in my space. Like that's the answer is, I don't pay my coaches 10% less because you and your wife train here. And just making a clear argument that there's a select amount of spaces, and those spaces, there's a real dollar cost associated with each of those spaces. And, the way the service was valued was done so in a very deliberate manner. It's not like I'm just throwing someone else in the class. Like, you need to understand that having an extra person in the class makes it harder to coach and takes away coaching from everybody else in there. And so, they need to be paying an appropriate rate so you can have an appropriate experience.
The reason I bring it up is Chris Cooper has a list of exactly what to say when people ask you for discounts. GymOwnersUnited.com. If you go there right now, you can check it out. Chris has a post that will be pinned at the top, and you can ask him for his brand new guide. And it's a guide to Gym Owner's Guide to the Discount-Free Black Friday. It'll give you a Facebook post that you can use to talk about what you offer instead of discounts. It's got exact lines you can use to tell people, we don't offer discounts. We don't do it for these reasons, and so forth and whatnot. And it's got a whole list of other things in there that will help you avoid sinking yourself on Black Friday. And again, I say this, listeners, run your numbers. If you start offering discounts, you are literally giving away your profit. The government is still going to get paid. The landlord is still going to get paid. Your staff will still get paid. You will get paid less. And as John said, you only have so many spaces in your business for these people. We can teach you at Two Brain how to get high value clients in those spaces. So if you want to talk to a mentor about doing that very fast, you can book a call through the link in the show notes. But I would encourage you to get that guide. Again, gymownersunited.com. John, thank you so much for sharing these tactics with people. Are you going to be going to the Catalina Wine Mixer this year on the coast?
I'm currently a member of no gym but my backyard gym. So
you're hosting.
There'll be a very small holiday social at the backyard.
Okay, well I'll be there at least for that then. So I'm coming down to visit. So again, thanks for being here and giving people some great options instead of discounting.
Appreciate it. Love the opportunity as always.
All right. Thanks for listening to Run a Profitable Gym. Please subscribe for more shows just like this. We crank them out all the time just to help you guys run a better business. And please go get the Gym Owner's Guide to a Discount-Free Black Friday. That is in gymownersunited.com. Thanks, guys.